Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, this is going to be an interesting video because this video will be about Casper Labs rebranding over to Prove AI, and they will be now launching and migrating the project over to Hedera Hashgraph as well. Now, I do believe this is good news. Now, it took me a bit of time to actually process because I do have capital exposed over in Casper, the token. So I was a little bit worried, obviously, watching the price action also plummet, which isn't great. Do you know what I mean? So here we are now, but I believe this is a good move for Casper Labs in particular. So this is basically a statement that's been put out here by the CEO of Casper Labs, obviously now Prove AI. So just to clarify, that Casper Labs is still going, so the token is still being facilitated on the Casper network. Okay, so it is now called Casper Associates. Association. So that's where we are now, guys. But this again is published by the CEO on the official website, so it's not as if it's coming off X, Twitter, or some sort of social media speculation. So he's basically saying today marks a formative moment for the company and our journey to develop and introduce higher standard for the AI governance. Now, this is important because I believe as a business owner, if you haven't run a business, you treat your business as a baby because you're looking to actually, build up a sort of, an entity from scratch ultimately. So you put everything in, you put your blood, sweat and tears into the business, okay, just like you would do if you was raising your own children. Now, I believe with this AI governance, this is very, very dangerous with AI. Artificial intelligence is a very dangerous sort of landscape, and because AI can scale at such a rate, it is very, it's crucial that we take sort of the protocols seriously because these can get out of hand and they can exponentially grow and get out of hand. Now, the thing is with Casper is they've got upgradable smart contracts, which is the exact sort of unique feature why I even got invested in Casper Labs in the first place, because they had that unique facility, that utility that we could upgrade smart contracts. There wasn't really any other cryptos in the landscape that could offer that solution. However, the danger with upgradable smart contracts, especially when you start mixing upgradable smart contracts with AI, you can see how that can escalate because these AIs could ultimately enhance and exponentially create other smart contracts on the platform, and that could overwhelm blockchain as a whole. So it's very, very dangerous. Now, the fact that we're actually migrating over to Hedera Hashgraph is a good thing because obviously they've got limited smart contracts. So it's not as if AI could then upgrade the smart contract and then start of overrunning and overriding the blockchain. Ultimately, you could undermine the blockchain as a whole and take over. You could attack it. I don't know what AI is capable of. Nobody knows, which is why it's crucial when we're launching AI technologies. It has to be in a regulatory sort of compliance environment, which Hedera offers. Now, another plus side for why the CEO is moving from a business sense, not that he's thought about the Casper holders. Obviously, it looks like bad news because it looks like you're jumping from one ship to the other, which in hindsight is what he's doing. However, they can ultimately leverage the Hedera Council. I believe there's like 39 different organizations now. Google are on the council of Hedera Hashgraph as well. So there's some very large blue chip companies that they will be able to help facilitate. And ultimately, we could be using, the Casper Labs could ultimately be using Hedera as a sort of test sort of base where we can actually experiment with the AI technologies, with the governance sort of protocol that they are looking to launch on the Hedera Hashgraph. Okay, whilst I continue talking about the move from, obviously with the AI and the dangers of what AI bring, I'm going to bring yourselves over to the chart. Believe we've actually announced this sort of migration at a very pivotal time. Now you can see that Casper is still respecting the TA in terms of what technical analysis is actually portraying here, because you can see all the way from here, after that sort of correction, after like sort of all-time highs, well, the inception of this particular exchange, we got this sort of high here, and you can see again this diagonal blue trend line here just comes through and slicing and splitting the price action perfectly. Now we're still on the correct side of that particular trend line. So in my view, it is very bizarre how the CEO would announce this migration at this particular time. Are we literally marking the bottom now for Casper, the Casper network? You can see where these two wicks have come down here. So we're literally taking the lows of the current price action, which has played out over the time and the duration of this particular exchange. So in my view, even though it's very, obviously there's a lot of FUD surrounding Casper at the moment because nobody knows truly what's going to happen. However, I did go over to X and take a look at some of, other people's opinions to make sure see what the community are thinking. So there's this guy here over on X. So his initial thoughts so far on Casper, the Casper drama is Prove AI made a business decision, which I completely agree with. They're going over to, in my opinion, like a test environment where you haven't got those upgradable smart contracts over on Hedera. They also benefit from the grants as well. So they will benefit from PR and marketing. So again, really good business decision. And they also get to leverage their governing council as well. Like I mentioned, they have got blue chip companies over on there, be it sort of like Google, etc. Casper Network has clearly been having friction with Prove AI, formerly Casper Labs, over the future direction of the network, which where they have now have a huge upgrade coming. So this is a thing, guys. It's still really good fundamentally with that protocol upgrade as well. They have got Casper 2.0 coming along, which is Condor, which is their sort of project name, if you will, coming along with a more decentralized and community-driven approach. What blockchain was all about initially was the fact that it is a decentralized protocol, and the people that are invested in this protocol, aren't governed by a totalitarian sort of approach through, I don't know, say for example like the government, etc. If you can't understand the difference between the non-for-profit and the profit, blah, 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 then I can't help you. But this is bullish for both Casper and Hbar. Side notes, let's have a look. People way too much waiting to what the CEO Casper Labs instead of this other guy at the Casper Association. Casper Network, who appears to have a lot more experience in developing technology for the masses than Minrilal ever did. I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but who cares right now? All I'm interested in is the price action of Casper Labs. Like I said, we are on the sort of correct side of this sort of TA, in my opinion. So in terms of price action, looking really well now. It's very, very difficult to buy at bottoms because there's always going to be some sort of FUD coming out. Even if the CEO has gone along with Prove AI and is now building on Hedera Hashgraph, it doesn't mean he's not holding a large bag of Casper. Now, even if you was taking your business elsewhere, you still have a business interest in terms of your assets. Now, this is what digital assets are. They are assets which do appreciate and depreciate in value. So in my opinion, it wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of form of manipulation in the price action here, because sooner or later, I do believe Casper will rally, especially with the upgrade onto the mainnet as well. So Condor will be coming to the network. Okay, now if we go across here, again, why I'm bullish, because Casper is only sitting at $130 million worth of market cap at the moment. Now you can see Pepe, there's no utility, there's nothing going for the coin. It's literally just a meme coin. Okay, pump and dump, blah, blah, blah. Now you can see where Pepe is. Pepe at this price here. So even if Casper was to get to the current price of Pepe, you're still looking at a 31x. Now, don't tell me that's not achievable, even with the CEO migrating the AI governance. So, and that's all it is. It's just an app. It's not as if they've actually scrapped Casper Network and they've like burnt all the Casper tokens to the point where there's nothing left other than retail. That's not happened. So I feel like there's a lot of FUD going along. There's a lot of misunderstandings in the market at the moment. But ultimately, it seems like Condor, that upgrade to the network has all been done, and it's only a matter of time before this upgrade has like progressed through from like DevNet, Testnet, and ultimately Mainnet. So like I said, 31, 32x, that'd put us around 33 cents for Casper. Now, look at where Casper is. In my opinion, these are like sort of pivotal sort of entries. Well, not entries, but significant sort of price action where this was marked out here. So this is where the sort of TA began, in my opinion, around this sort of 31, 32 region. You could take it a little bit higher there, up into like 34, 35. But ultimately, that's where Pepe is trading at the moment. Now, that's just the current price action. Obviously, Pepe all-time high, 53x. So Casper's got a lot more to offer than Pepe is what I'm trying to get across, guys. And you could even use other sort of meme coins, for example, like Shiba Inu. Let's have a look at Shiba Inu. Look at that, 79x just to get to the current price action of Shiba. Now, as far as I'm aware, the knowledge surrounding Casper, they're still involved with BSN, which is highly affiliated with the Chinese government. So I still believe Casper has got a future helping facilitate smart contracts. Like I say, though, you don't want to be mixing upgradable smart contracts with AI, because you can just imagine, you don't have to use your imagination. It's pretty self-explanatory where that could potentially lead to. We don't know whether AI is ultimately going to be good or bad for us as a species ultimately, because if you're getting AI taking over without limitations over a network and a blockchain, you know what I mean? The potential is hazardous, so we've got to be so careful here. But like I say, literally, the AI governance is literally just a DApp as far as I'm concerned, and we still have some strong fundamentals going for Casper right now. Let's just go on to SHIB, all-time high, 314x at $3.32. That would put Casper. Let's just have a look where Casper is. Have we ever been? See what I mean? We've been all the way up to $23. That could have just been a liquidation spike, but nonetheless, Casper is still a very good network, despite the fact that the CEO has chosen to migrate that AI governance DApp over to Hedera, which is fine by me. Again, it's not actually changed the Hbar price either, because if this was good news fundamentally, why is Hbar not rallying? The fact that Casper Labs, such a great project, has migrated over to Hbar. Hbar is actually down 1.7%. So the T8 and the charts are still being respected, regardless of the sort of fundamental news coming out into the sort of mainstream news, like over on X, and the articles being published on the home websites, etc. So Hbar still trading here nicely, really good accumulation, sort of buy zone as we sort of pinball into the apex. So again, US elections are pivotal with all these cryptos, including Casper as well. After the US elections, I'm looking around 25th of November before the altcoin truly gets going and we actually see that sort of euphoria coming into the market, guys. So yeah, that's my take.